The history of abstract art, it goes way back. Primitive people were making abstract art since day one. You know, you look at the cave paintings they found. Those aren't very representational forms of bodies or horses, but they're abstract, right? And I think religion has been the point of creation for symbols and things since day one, and they're often abstract. If you look at art history as a whole, true representationalism didn't even come about really until the Renaissance, when the painter understood enough of how to make a curve and shading to make something look like it's three-dimensional as opposed to being, you know, flat. So, you know, and that led up to the point through art history to the point where it really came out of the Expressionists. The Expressionists started doing things that didn't quite look like reality, but somehow did. You know, they're gorgeous, you know, but this led the artists to kept pushing that, going, well, what else can I express? And that's what the impulse has been. The Russian constructionist movement dealt in geometric patterns and designs, and this was like way back, you know? I mean, this was before the World Wars. But that's when it came out as a acceptable or identifiable, I guess is what you would say, an identifiable art form, and progressed from there as, you know, the culture saw fit, because it was abstract expressionism in America was a huge movement, but its roots were from the Europeans, because they started thinking, you know, outside the box, so to speak, as far as what a quote painting or what a quote sculpture is, you know. And art history tends to classify things and say this or that about things, whereas, you know, an abstract is an abstract. It doesn't necessarily mean you don't see what it is, because, for example, in some of my pieces, people will say, oh, you know, I see a dog in there, or oh, look, there's a little cat, or, you know, or oh, that looks like a mountain with a sunrise, you know. So even though it's not a representational picture, its abstraction leads to an expression that is communicated, and that's the love I have of it. It's something that's being communicated, that it isn't a television show that is all, you know, perfectly shot out and delineated for you to a T. In other words, abstract art lends imagination to the observer, whereas, you know, realism is so blatant and cut and dry, not always dry, but it tells you what's there.